Okay, you guys, this is an upside down pyramid, and I'm gonna break it down for you. So take a good look. Um, okay, here we go. Okay, this is an upside down pyramid, and the energy found within it vibrates at a low level. Greed brings you down. The core essence of greed is the number three, the number of lies and deception. Greedy people in the music industry is well known for drawing up contracts in which they end up with the lion's share. Their insurance company write policy that benefits them, and the pharmaceutical company charges outrageous prices on prescriptive drugs. Now, so the core essence of greed is the number three, and the number three rules contracts. It rules lying. It rules deception. Because it's an upside down pyramid, that means the energy pertaining to the lower aspects, the negative aspects, and the challenging aspect. Okay, so this is the first line here. Uh, let's see. The first line is here. Okay, 79554. That's the first line, which is your five sub elements that goes in to make your three energy right there. So the first line, the 79554, are your five sub elements. These sub elements offers us insights of the different tools greedy people use to deceive us, and it reveals the different types of organizations that are involved in using greed to fill their pockets. So the first line carries the tools that greedy people, deceptive people uses to manipulate us. So the 7, the 9, the 5, the 5, and the 4. Now these lines, this 519, this 7369, 771 energy, all those energies are also contributing to the different types of tools that greedy people uses to manipulate us. So here you see 4 sevens here, 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 and there. And these were these 4 sevens are representing. So the 4 7 is going to put a spotlight on how some religious institution has used deceptive practices and fear to attain their wealth and power. So a lot of these mega churches and a lot of these television evangelists, they used lying to deceive you into buying their into what they were selling. A lot of times they selling their seminars, their books, their DVDs, and they're telling you that they got a direct pipeline to God, or that if you don't make this contribution, you may be kept out of heaven. Just a lot of deceptive practices that's going on in these religious institutions, and it's always been that way. The church has always been very powerful, and a lot of these mega churches, they're just ranking in millions and millions of dollars. These television stations, they're ranking in millions and millions of dollars, and that money is coming from you and I. Okay, that's what those sevens are talking about. Now, here we go. You see the nines? There's 3 of them, right? 1, 2, 3. Okay, the 9 energy is a world vibration. Okay, so these 3 nines indicate that greed is practiced worldwide. Dictators, they use force and fear. Corporations, they use cheap labor, sweatshop labors. And kings, they take valuable resources through their might and their force. So greed takes place in all countries, governments, corporations. Everybody is looking to, fill their pockets at the expense of you and I. That's what those lines are representing. It's a world, I don't want to say phenomenon, but it's just the whole world is caught in the net of greed, and it's putting a hurting on good people that's trying to live a life of integrity. Okay, let's move on. Now, these three fives, here, 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 talks about how greed travels. The wealth that's accumulated from greed, it travels across borders. A lot of wealthy people, greedy people, they like to hide their money. They don't want to contribute to their society. They want to take from their society, but they don't want to contribute to their society. And so they hide their money so that they don't have to pay no taxes. So they like to launder their money. And you have a lot of corrupt countries that look the other way because they get in a kickback. They know that these individuals and these corporations are hiding their money, but they don't say anything because they're getting a kickback at the end of the day. And a lot of these corporations, they take advantage of poverty that's in a lot of countries. And yes, they do hire these people, but they don't pay these people their value. They don't pay their people their worth, right? So they're getting practically free labor. And then after these people work in these sweatshops and they make these products, then these greedy corporations send these products out around the world 4 to 5 to 10 times the value of what the product is really worth. And they're greedy. Okay, so this is what these fives are saying, is that it crosses border lines. They're trying to hide this money, and they're taking advantage of people being poor and using their labor so that those poor people that really don't have a voice, they really don't have any power, they're using them so that they can fill their pockets full of the wealth, and they're giving these workers very little money. That's what those fives are representing. Okay, let's go on. Now, you also see that we have double ones here and here. Okay, the double ones here and here. That means that greed is not only carried out by corporations and governments, but a lot of individuals are participating in greed. And I gave the example of Bernie Madoff, where he was able to use a Ponzi scheme to swindle $18 billion out of individuals because, once again, he was able to sell them something that did not have any value. And because of people's greed because of their greed and their what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word I want to use right now. But because of their greed, they was able to be swindled, out of that money. He used their greed against them. So those was the two ones are representing. Okay, now this one here that you see, I mean this 1 3 that you see right here, you'll see this 3 right here and this 3 over here. This 3 right here is sending fuel to this 3, meaning that this 3 here is making this 3 just a little bit stronger, or it's bringing a different, not a different, it's reinforcing the vibration, of greed. Okay, and then this 4 here, it's talking about how greed collapses foundations. It interferes with the very structure of our society, and that's what the 6 is. The 6 is the society, and the 4 energy, greed collapses the 4 energy. The 4 energy is your constructions, your buildings, your bridges, it's your environment. It's products is being built. You have a lot of companies that they try to cut corners to bring you a product. They know that the product is not well made, but their objective is to grab as much money up front and sell you a faulty product. And there's been lots of recalls lately about products that's not working the way um, they was designed to work, because these companies didn't put in the testing of these products before they released the product, because their main interest is to grab as much money up front as possible, and then a lot of these companies, then they just close shop. Okay. The Deepwater Horizon will be a 4 energy, because the oil rig is a construction, right? And because of the company was trying to bring in the oil, um, they was trying to stay on schedule, and they was getting behind schedule, right? And getting behind schedule meaning they losing a lot of money, and so they was looking for ways how they could like cut corners, right? They're trying to make up that time. And even though there were certain individuals telling them that your test was off, they didn't want to hear it. And so the foundation of 4 energy literally came crashing down, killing people, injuring people, destroying the ocean, polluting the ocean with the oil, destroying the life within the ocean, because it destroyed the coral, okay? And the coral is like the forest of the oceans. And so you get these dead spots within the ocean. The fish cannot live. The fishermen don't have fish to go to sell. The tourist industry falls out, because the restaurants, people, first of all, people's not trusting to eat the fish because the fish is all polluted. And BP is, spending millions of dollars in courts to try to, once again, lessen their responsibility to that tragedy. They don't really want to spend the money to correct the damage that they call. So that 4 energy brings about a collapse. When you lack details, when you lack structure, then the foundation is going to collapse. That's what that 4 energy is. Now, the 6 energy is society, meaning that a lot of revolution comes from the anger of people fighting back against dictators, or fighting back against corruptions that's in corporations or in low-level governments. Because at some point, the people can only take so much. And then they rise up. And this is what you're seeing all around the world right now. People are rising up, and they basically saying, the hell is, they's mad as hell, and they ain't going to take it anymore. And that's why you got a lot of uprising. That's why you got a lot of rebels right now. Because corporations, companies, greedy people just haven't done right by them. And I'll tell you one last thing before I let you go. These all-you-can-eat places. You find out so many people go to these because they think that they're getting value for their money. And so they go into all-you-can-eat, and they just, pile their plate full of food, knowing that the body don't need that much food, right? And then they waste a lot of food because they can't wait to go back up to the food bar and stack their plate again. Some people may go up there 4 or 5 different times, right? And they just waste a lot of food. That's greed. That's so the seed of greed. And once again, greed is one of the 7 deadly sins. So that's my take on greed. You guys tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below, and I'll hit you back at my earliest convenience. Peace.